powered by Riverside FM.
Man, it's a great Monday morning after the Minnesota Vikings just destroyed the Cincinnati Bengals 48-10. You know what I was thinking about, UP Nation, Purple Gang, Skull Nation? Jordan Addison is scheduled to come back to play against the Pittsburgh Steelers over in Ireland. And I was just thinking about something. When Jordan Addison comes back, who do you think wide receiver 3 is going to be? Like, there was a lot of fanfare, a lot of excitement. We gave away some assets to bring back Adam Thielen. You know, his production so far hasn't been great. You know, his highlight since he's been back in Adam Thielen has been catching the 2-point conversion against the Chicago Bears, but pretty much he's been absent from the offense. We just haven't seen a whole lot from Adam Thielen, right? And the other wide receiver 3 option would be Jalen Nailor, and he has shown signs of being a pretty good number 3. Like, he hasn't had really anything explosive. I think he's had only 7 catches so far in 3 games. But, man, he has been open on a couple of plays. I remember the one J.J. McCarthy pass. If he puts it right over the top and gets it to Jalen Nailor, it's probably a touchdown. But Jalen Nailor has been there. He's been noticeable for the Minnesota Vikings. So I'm just interested to see who is going to get the majority of the time, the playing time, the reps, whatever you want to call it, at wide receiver 3. Give me your thoughts. Put it in the comments, man, because I'm interested to see what route KOC takes. When you look at our wide receiving core, obviously Justin Jefferson is locked in at number 1. Jordan Addison will be the number 2 when he comes back. The number 3 spot, in my opinion, is wide open. Here's the case for Adam Thielen. He's a veteran, experienced wide receiver. I think he's a trusted route runner. I think for someone like a Carson Wentz, who's going to be taking over for the next couple of games at least, I think he needs that trusted route runner there to kind of help build that confidence. When J.J. McCarthy comes back, you can make a case that J.J. McCarthy, who has worked out with Adam Thielen over the past couple of summers, needs that trusted route runner. You know, you can't, that is not something that should be taken for granted. Adam Thielen has reliable hands, even though he had that one drop in the Chicago Bears game. And really, I don't call that a drop. He caught it and it kind of got stripped away. So I really don't look at that as a pure drop. In the last game, Carson Wentz had him over the top, man. If Carson Wentz again can drop that thing in there, I think if that ball touches Adam Thielen's hands, I think he brings it in there. He's got chemistry with both quarterbacks. I think Adam Thielen would do very well. So far, he's got 2 catches for 26 yards, no TDs. He may be a wide receiver that may be more of a situational wide receiver, red zone 2-point conversions, rather than taking over that wide receiver 3 spot. That is an option for Kevin O'Connell. Now let's make a case for Jalen Nailor. He's younger, faster. He's more of a vertical threat than Adam Thielen. I think we can make the case. More productive so far in 2025. He's got 7 catches for 96 yards. Higher average of depth per target. He's more explosive. He's already gotten a red zone target as well. So Jalen Nailor, bigger, stronger, faster, more explosive, better body. Adam Thielen, more experience. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. I think there was a lot of the Minnesota Vikings fan base that wanted Adam Thielen back. I was on board with bringing him back. But I think what it's possibly going to boil down to is which wide receiver does KOC have more trust in? And I'm not one of these guys that thinks both wide receivers can't coexist. I'm just posing the question because I just want to see, who do you think is going to get more time? Like, I don't think they're going to split this thing 50-50. I think KOC is going to go with one of the wide receivers more than the other. And I think the 4th wide receiver is going to be used as a more situational thing. Will KOC be kind of handcuffed because they traded some assets for Adam Thielen rather than playing Jalen Nailor? I don't think so. I think this is going to be based off of pure production, who can help the offense. Nailor honestly can stretch defenses better, which I think in turn is going to give Jefferson, Addison more room to work, more space to work. I think when you can take the top off defenses, I mean, they don't call him Speedy Nailor for nothing. He's not one of the fastest wide receivers in the league, but he does have some jets. He can take the top, lift those safeties a little bit, allow Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison to be able to work underneath. I do think that that is valuable to the Minnesota Vikings offense. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Chemistry between Wentz and McCarthy, when healthy between the wide receivers, I would think that, again, Adam Thielen probably will have more chemistry with J.J. McCarthy than he has with Carson Wentz. But over the next couple games, games and practices, these guys are going to have the opportunity to be able to work together. Which wide receiver helps the Vikings offense the most? I don't know. That's why it's an interesting question. And it's coming up, man. Pittsburgh, Sunday morning in Ireland. Jordan Addison is back. I'm really excited that Jordan Addison is back. Wondering what this thing is looking like. Slowly but surely, the Vikings are going to get healthy, man. I'm just wondering about that wide receiver number 3 spot. This is a contract year for Jalen Nailor as well. So my boy wants to get on the field, because whether he's with the Vikings next year or not, and I don't think he's with the Vikings next year because, you're going to have to pay Jordan Addison at some point if you pay Jordan Addison. So again, I really don't see Jalen Nailor getting the bag here. And when you look at his body of work since he's been here, should he get the bag here? But I think he's going to get something elsewhere, but he's got to put up the numbers. He's got to get some things on film. Right now, 7 catches, not enough. So I know that he is going to want to be on the field as much as he possibly can. He's the stronger, faster, younger, healthier body on the field. So it's going to be interesting to see what KOC does with that. UP Nation, Purple Gang, Skull Nation, who do you think should be wide receiver 3? And I'm talking in terms of getting the most time, the most possessions, the most reps. Obviously, whoever ends up being wide receiver number 4 is going to be used at some point. But I'm just talking about who is going to be slated as the wide receiver 3 for the Minnesota Vikings, man. I got a feeling that short term, it's going to be Adam Thielen. I noticed that he started last game. He was in on the first play of the game. So that lets me know where he is in terms of KOC's hierarchy. But I think over the time, if he doesn't become more productive and you start seeing these glimpses of a Jalen Nailor, I think it's going to be hard to keep Adam Thielen on the field. But as Adam Thielen gets acclimated to the Minnesota Vikings again, Carson Wentz, then J.J. McCarthy getting his spot back when he comes back, who knows what that may look like. I'm just talking about today, man. I was sitting here wondering, Jordan Addison's coming back. That's good news. But I'm wondering who KOC is going to make wide receiver 3. Man, it's an interesting debate. Put your thoughts about who should be wide receiver 3 in the comments. Don't just put a name there. Let me know why you think Nailor or Thielen should be wide receiver 3 for the Minnesota Vikings going forward, man. I'm interested to hear. I don't have a clear-cut answer for you. If you put a gun to my head, I wouldn't have a definitive answer right now. I wouldn't have a definitive answer. I can see the pro side of Jalen Nailor. I also can see the pro side of Adam Thielen as well. Who's going to be wide receiver 3? Skull Nation, Purple Gang. This has been Unconventional Playbook, man. I thought I would pose a question to you. As always, we would make sure to see you when we see you. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. See ya when we see ya. Who's wide receiver 3? Skull.